Uncivilized Vitality, and this is an Uncivilized gear review of the Odenwolf W-mini-EDC Neck Knife. All right, so first a bit about the philosophy of use of our knives, or kind of personally what I've done. I started out, I've had this one forever. This is an old cold steel Bushman, the Bowie shaped blade. Look at the size of that thing. And the sheath, and I got all kinds of little doodads in the pockets. I got this, I don't know, maybe 35 years ago. And I carried that around because at the time, like most kids in the 80s, I had seen Rambo, and he used that one great big knife for everything. As I've gotten older, I still had some pretty big blades. This is my knife, Uxor. This is a modified Habilis bush tool and a Yellowhawk custom Kydex custom sheath, as opposed to the leather one I carry, just in a cross draw. And these great big knives, and I know there's some big knife lovers out there, that the one tool option, and this is pretty good. I could use this for choking up for fine carving work. I can use it to chop and hack, but there's nothing better than having the proper tool for the job. And when you're out in the woods, at least in where we're at, northern Michigan, and in the boreal forest and the northern forest, not necessarily in the Amazon where I'd need maybe a machete, you're always going to want to have some sort of axe or tomahawk with you, and a saw. Just a simple folding saw like a Silky or this Baco Laplander. Just a small folding saw and a small tomahawk can get almost everything you need done as far as chopping and wood prep and bushcraft stuff. Maybe a 1/4 inch eye or a 1 inch eye auger too. So this is the bulk of my bushcrafting needs. As far as my personal needs go, I always have a multi-tool on me. We like the Leatherman Signal, so many videos about that. It's got a small blade for string and cheese kind of cutting, and it's got a little saw on there, and it's got some other tools. So I've always got that cutting blade on me, my multi-tool. But sometimes I need just a dedicated cutting knife. I typically carry the Foltz Minimalist, or Foltz Design Minimalist Columbia River knife and tool. I have added some aftermarket scales by Flytanium to get rid of those little divots. If you're familiar with the Minimalist, it's got like 9 different blade shapes. This one's the spear point. I really like this. And I have the Flytanium scales in orange. It's also an aftermarket sheath from Armitage Solutions. So that's the one I carry. When I go in the woods, I carry this one or the other one I have with an orange handle, and my multi-tool. I have a saw and a tomahawk in my bag, and that's great. And over the last few years, I've really gotten to appreciate just having a small blade for a little tasks like carving and woodwork and cutting and just small things, mainly because it's super convenient to carry and comfortable. I either wear it around my neck or I just have it attached here at my belt. Doesn't get in the way. Whereas when I'm wearing Uxor, I've got to accommodate that. It's almost like carrying a small sword, or I've got this big knife bouncing around on my belt. So the last few years, I've really gotten away from larger knives. I just pack my saw and my tomahawk. This is a cold steel Trailhawk, by the way, much abused, much abused and modified over the years. All right. So I always have my tomahawk and my saw, and then I have a small personal knife on me and my multi-tool. A couple of other personal knives I've used over the years, small ones, that I really like, is this Izula Candiroo, right? Because it's got those bright orange scales. And it's got this little slipped, I've got some other sheaths for it too, but it's got this little slipped pocket that I can just put the knife in, fold it over, and on the back I have a little tinder, little neck lanyard, and I can just slip this in my side of my shirt, and I've got a backup personal knife. One I wanted to like, that actually I picked up for carry, and I modified the sheath because it was supposed to hang upside down. I just didn't trust it, is the Moraknivs Eldris. I really wanted to like this knife. I do like this knife, but I don't carry it as much just because I don't like the sheath. I actually just duct taped a little belt keeper on there, so I've got at least some way to carry it. But even without the belt keeper, I used to just slip that in my pocket, and I would dummy cord that, and then I had that little Moraknivs Eldris. The best part about this is it's small and easy to carry in your pocket. It's got that small little blade, That's just enough for the things that I need that aren't saw or tomahawk worthy. But it's that great big handle. Man's that handle nice. I really like the Moraknivs Eldris. And then recently, this company came out called Odenwolf, O-D-E-N, actually you can see it right here, W-O-L-F. Odenwolf? I don't know. But there's their website. You can check them out. And this is the knife, okay? It looks just like this. It's got a little injection molded sheath. And it's got some tie out points. It comes with this little sheath here, this little pocket sheath, or pocket clip for the sheath. And I'll tell you right now, no offense to Odenwolf, but this is just hot garbage. It won't hold the knife into your pocket or on your belt at all. The center of gravity or balance for this knife is too handle heavy to let that clip be that low. It's going to fold out of your pocket or roll on your belt. I'm going to take that one off. Didn't like it at all. Good sheath though. Got a little thumb ramp as opposed to the Moraknivs Eldris, which is just sort of a pocket sheath that you just, like it just forms a pocket you just drop the knife down into, right? Ambidextrous, just drops in there. This knife also has an amazing handle. It fits in there. It's got a little bit of a index for your first finger, so you can kind of tell which way the blade is facing, as opposed to, right? The more Eldris in the dark, you might not be able to tell which way the knife is facing. Let me do it this hand, right? So I've got the edge away from my thumb or toward my thumb, and there's no way to tell just by indexing on the handle. Okay? That can lead maybe in the dark to some dangerous circumstances. With this indexing right here on the Odenwolf, I know which way the blade is facing. Isn't it interesting though? I mean, look at that. What's the connection there? Did maybe Odenwolf pick up some Morakniv Eldris blanks and then kind of design their own, or did they just directly copy that? I would say it's more of an homage to a very effective knife with a few little improvements that I like to see. I would have done myself, so I think they did a great job. Right? Now, a couple other good benefits to this Odenwolf knife. The one criteria so far is just that clip was just terrible. But you can get aftermarket clips. Clicks in there pretty solid, right? Holds in that sheath pretty good. I would feel very confident carrying this around as a neck knife when it's inverted, right? Like that with the handle. I would wear this maybe tip up on an angle on my belt with just a cord, just a soft loop. Maybe even a little mini tech lock to hold that, right? Maybe an ulti clip that runs up and attach that. Lots of ways you can do it. I'm probably just going to run it as a neck knife because the knife itself is so light, and you can look up the specifics on that. It doesn't really, it's not going to fall out of that sheath, right? You got to use that little thumb ramp to push it. All right, so another good thing about this knife, just like the Mora, that I appreciate in all my personal bushcrafting knives, is that razor sharp spine. Boy, that is a great 90 degrees, right? And you can fling sparks all day with that, right? So that's a great spine, right, for using with your ferro rod. Now it comes in the black, and it also comes in this color, which I'll show you. But here's how it shows up. Got this little package, okay? The little box around that. And then it comes in, kind of a neat little, I'll turn that logo around, kind of a neat little box, right? Just a lid, fancy. You pull that off, and it comes in kind of a forest green. Let's get back to that knife in a minute. Also in here, there's a little silica pack to keep the moisture out during shipping. And it comes with this little lanyard that comes with the knife and this little insert. This little insert is just a thank you. It's got QR codes for care tips for your knife, what to do if you're not satisfied, following Odenwolf on social media. Here's a picture of a man with a larger model of Odenwolf. A couple things about their mission statement. And then on the back, it's even got a little coupon for saving 10% off your next purchase. And they've got pictures of a few of their other knives. I'm actually interested in a couple of these, so I'm going to check it out. All right, so that's pretty neat, little insert there. Doesn't take up a lot of space. And then they include this little package, which I haven't opened yet. This little package includes a pre-tied lanyard with a little ferro rod and a striker on there. It's one of those little round strikers with the teeth that I think that is used to cut through, that little serrations cut through like rope or other things. I wouldn't really use that as a scraper on my ferro rod because I just don't like them. They tend to not spark as well, just the individual teeth spark. It's easier to maybe file the edge sharp or just use your knife, the back of your knife. Meh, either way. But it'd be helpful for cutting through things. I also don't like something that sharp hanging around my neck. But if I were to take that out, oh, let's see, they gave you the option to pop that right off. Just got a girth hitch in there. Let's take that out. Then I can use that end of the rope. Let's see if I can fit it through this hole. If we can shove that paracord through there. Okay. Just pop that through on the eyelets, girth hitch the knife down, and now I've made a little neck lanyard. And I can carry that knife right around there, and I've got an extra fire steel. Right? Same thing, hot garbage clip. Right? At the very least, they could have turned this clip in. I know that so that it'll fold over go over the cloth pretty easy, but it's got to have more bite. There's just not enough tension to hold it. Right? Yeah, same knife. This one is, the blade comes with like a Cerakote. I don't know what that is exactly. Maybe it's just a stone finish. It's actually not a coating. It's just a darkened process on the blade. Right? Still got that razor sharp spine. It's really nice. It fits in the hand well. It's enough to get all the small cutting tasks you need to get done. I mean, are you going to baton a bunch of firewood up with this? No, but that's what your tomahawk and saw are for. If you could only take one cutting tool, it might be a good idea to take like a larger knife. Do this, I can do the small cutting tasks. I can do, where did my fire rod go? I can fling, right? I can fling sparks out to start a fire. And if I need to, I can use the anvil to baton through wood. So I just don't like carrying the big knife because it's inconvenient. It's been much nicer for me just to have a small knife tucked away in a pocket or on my belt or just around my neck so that I can get the miniature cutting tasks done. Something that needs a little bit more of a robust tool than, say, just the blade on my multi-tool. This is good for slicing and dicing. Maybe not if I have to bear down and do some small woodwork. I'd want a smaller fixed blade. So we've got the 202 coming up here soon. Either that or by the time this video airs, I've already done it. And I'm going to take this knife with me, this Odenwolf. I'm going to attach a bright colored lanyard to it because that's another small aspect, something I would change. Maybe have it come, I don't know if it does, in an orange handle. That would be great. And then the last best part about this knife is on Amazon right now for about $23. So for 23 bucks, you got a small blade that'll drop in your pocket, or you can just take this out as your main knife. This little blade, just zoom in and get that knife. This little blade will do everything you need. So leave a comment below if you've tried any of Odenwolf's products. I really like this, the W-mini-EDC Neck Knife. It's a long title for that little thing. You could basically think of it as a Moraknivs Eldris clone. Okay, that's it. Like, share, subscribe, leave some comments, and check out some more of our gear review videos.